In the midst of this lovely shady morning, we are also going to take our acorn caps. Sorry if my hand's shaky. I don't have any of my tripods. I left them with a friend. So helpful to myself. Anyway, I also have about 20 pounds of acorn caps, some of which I will be keeping for their perfection and adorableness to make into other crafts. However, I want to try to make a dye with them because it should highly react with iron, and then we can get a bunch of cool grays. And that sounds fun. And I just remembered that I also have a giant, oh no, I have that whole tub of undyed cotton and all of that cotton sashiko thread. Well, that might be a job for the loquat tree next door because it's dropping some leaves. So those dyed cotton really well. So we might just go straight back to our friend the loquat tree for that. Anyway, let's try some acorn dye and let the tops boil around. We'll see how many I actually got because it seemed like a lot. 4 very dopamine-seeking, neurodivergent people went acorn hunting for like an hour. So there's like a lot. Okay, let's make a pot of dye. Okay, acorn dye. Here we are with all of the acorns. Good Lord. I don't know if the acorn itself has any dye in it, but we're going to find out because I don't think these are useful. I think these will eventually like dry out and fall out of there thusly. And I mostly want to keep the very best caps or like these cool attached ones to make ornaments and stuff with. So I'm going to pick through and find the worst of these, hopefully not get bitten by a bug that I didn't notice before. And we're going to throw them all in the pot here. Oh, that might make a nice little ornament just by itself. Maybe I'll shellac that. Anyway, we have a lot of acorns. It was a lot of fun. Anyway, we're going to put a bunch of them in here along with the corns just in case it does something. And then we will have ourselves some oak dye. It's not oak gall tannins, which would be much stronger. It is just oak or acorn tannins. But I still think that's a valid experiment. So we're going to do it. All right, I'll get these loaded up and show you once it's been going for a bit because I figure I'll just put these on super duper low and slow like I do everything else. And then just kind of let them go for 4 or 5 hours. Usually until my husband gets home because that's when I remember I did it. As long as the house doesn't catch on fire. It never has. That theory has worked so far. All right. Ooh, look. This acorn has a hole in it. There was already a friend in there. I'm sorry. I'm going to boil you. It looks like kind of like a little bird eye. Okay. I need to take more naps. All right. See you when these are boiling. All right. So here's what we have left from that. These are all caps. This is solid. It's like, it's just like a packed layer. But I wanted to show you these little ones. Look, they're like itty bitty acorns that didn't make a whole acorn. Now they just live in there. I like that. Look at how little they are. That's so cute. And he can't come out. He's just hanging out in there like a little rattle. Anyway, I just wanted you to see that, but I'm going to go boil these now. Okay, we are at an hour on that small amount of fire. And we seem to not yet be doing too much bubbling. Oh, that smells very, very oaky. That is a strong oak smell. All right, well, where are these steaming? There's not really any reason to make them go faster, I suppose. I suppose I could turn it up a little bit so that we're at least getting a true boil going on here. But that's what it looks like after an hour. Not seeing a whole lot of... Well, I guess I'm not seeing knot color on the stuff. And because it's a tannin, I should be able to just dunk whatever in there. Like whatever I so choose, and that would tell us if we're getting some good color out of it, because it will dye pretty much anything sans having any mordant on it. Whether or not it'll stay there forever, different story, but the tannins itself should get picked up. These look so pretty. It's like acorn soup. Don't eat acorn soup. It's not safe. Okay, well, leaving these in for another hour or so. Okay, here's our acorns after probably 2.5 hours, maybe 2. I did kick it up a little so that we would get to a true boil while the lid is on. Now, it is very dark. It smells very unctuous. All of the acorns have significantly darkened in color, which makes me think they're uptaking their own color, which also makes me think that this dye Probably like the dye stuff itself, the acorns will not be exhausted in one use. So we're going to let this steep overnight as always, and we will come back to it in the morning and we shall dye some stuff in there because that sounds fun. Acorns, experimentation, and science. All good things. Well, good morning. We're back, and this looks very dark, which is very exciting. It's a wonderful brown color, which should also react to iron. So I'm going to dump these out and strain them. I'm not convinced I couldn't get more dye out of those acorns, and I think we'll try that at the end and see if we can get this to re-dye bath itself. But either way, let's get dyeing. I have a bunch of the silks. I have some sashiko thread that was prepared for dye that I mordanted in alum triformate last night. So let's see what we can get out of these, and that should be fun. All right, let's do it. Okay, well, that is an unctuous color that I do not dislike. And here are our acorns, which I do attest could go through again. Whatever bug was living in there is definitely dead. Sorry, bro. Anyway, I think I can safely add some water to that to make sure that the pot is full, since this took up a lot of volume of the pot. I don't think that will be an issue, as that is rich in color. All right, let's get some stuff back in a pot and heating up. Okay, so because I don't know how dark this is going to come out, and I can always darken it with iron if I want to, I'm just going to throw in some tiny stuff. So I have a piece of silk. Ooh, pretty. I have a piece of silk noir. I have a piece of cotton bubble gauze to see how that picks it up. And I have a very tightly folded, teeny tiny habo tie silk scarf that is long ways. And I have just done a very kind of loose shibori fold. It's not that easy to fold little guys like this. So I just kind of want to see how rich this color will get. So we'll give these a few minutes and see what happens. I don't know if it will darken, other than the darkening that will happen if we add some iron, or if we need to extract more acorn juice. Like perhaps we did not have enough water to extract more acorn juice, and we need to extract more. But we're going to try these, see what happens. I may make an iron bath, and we are also going to throw in at least one skein of the sashiko thread. I might save the other skein for loquats, because that sounds fun, and I could go raid that off of the tree. Anyway, let's see how these do. Okay, so our sashiko thread got done in alum triformate, because I didn't want to boil a bunch of stuff, and it was there. So anyway, ooh, that's going to be pretty. Okay, so this guy's going in. I'm going to try and get him all to one side and keep his little rings I've put on him together so that he'll be easier to pick up with the tongs. So I'm trying to kind of clear him a space under the other fibers, because the cotton will tolerate being beaten up a bit more than the silk will. That'll work. Go, 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 go. Get out of the way. I'm going to burn myself. I'm doing this via camera. Looking at my camera, not my hand. Okay, well, see you later. Okay, so those were in those there like a whopping, half an hour. And they are very much done. So A+ on that. I thought it would be fun to put some of these in an iron bath to see if we can get them to color change from themselves a little bit. And I also have another large piece of cotton that I'm going to put in, because it obviously has no trouble attaching to the cotton. But I'm going to put, maybe I'll use a glove because it's literally boiling, Erica. Why? So I'm going to put, I think this guy, I found a random acorn in there. In here, enjoy your iron bath. Oh, look at the reaction happening. Weird! Look, it's darkening the natural dye. That was so spooky. How cool. Oh, well, that's really witchy. Wow. Look at that shit. That was weird. Oh, it's so spooky. I'm kind of afraid, but I love it. Hello in there. Oak leaves doing scary magic. I love you. You scare me. That is not some witchy shit. There goes the habo tie silk. Look. Ooh, phase change. She's a witch, burn her. Will they work? I don't know. That's kind of just how my process goes. Good luck, bye. Here's something kind of cool happening. These did not come out looking that dark, but as they've sat here and oxidized in the air, they've gotten darker and darker and darker and darker and darker and darker. So, A, you could add a bunch more iron to your dip bath, or B, just let it oxidize a bit in the air or do a double dip, because this is undipped in iron. This is now dipped in iron. And it came out looking not nearly as black-brown as it currently does. So I'm happy with those. You have to be careful not to squeeze your shibori out too tightly, or you can squeeze the color through the layers of fabric. So we want to try to avoid that. So we're going to try to rinse in hot water first and just let any loose color come out without it spreading all through the parts we don't want it to, which is what I did the last time with the fake indigo, and everything turned a vague but light shade of sky blue. We do not want that. Okay, so we're gonna unwrap these. I don't have my normal camera rig, so you will just have to appreciate it from afar. But look at how pretty that chocolate color is that came out with the iron. So pretty. Okay, I'm gonna undo these, and then I already undid another one and forgot to take a video of it, so we will see all of them when they're wet and then when they're dry after I hang them up. All right, let's start. Okay, so this is one of our, I'm unfolding things. This is the one that was that beautiful chocolate brown, which it still is. It's probably the nicest brown we got so far. However, I don't love how much white is on here, and I could put it back in the oak gall, but I also have the last of the cochineal that I have here. And if anything, the cochineal will just richen that to a mauve if it does anything to it. So if you would like to see what that turns into, you will have to tune into the other video, which will be the weird double dipping and multicolored shibori, because that's where the result of this will end up. But you can see this incredible range of the most yummy, rich, chocolatey browns that I just love. I love it. Okay, so we're going to dump this in to the cochineal just to use up the last of it. Okay, so here's the wet version of our oak acorn California Scrub Oak dye. This is its natural deepest color. That was the first piece of silk I put in. You can see how the cotton took it up as well. It made all these beautiful chocolate browns. It made this lovely, very soft tan sashiko cotton. I will show you all these when they are dry so we can see what we have wrought. However, you may not see that one again because I might throw it in another dye bath. So that will remain to be seen, but we will look at these when they're dry. Welcome to the dried acorn dye experiment. We have it onto sashiko thread, which came out a very nice, soft kind of buckskin color. We have the beautiful silk noir, where it took on a lovely khaki. It's a little richer than it's coming up in the photo, but we're using the last of the natural light for the day. Here is one where we did not add anything. We just dropped the piece of silk once it was folded into the dye and then dumped it into the iron bath to just kind of create some color variation. What I really like about the acorn dye versus the oak gall is that it tends towards brown, not black, which black is good, and black is a good color to go for. But if you were looking for a range of really deep browns, this would be a better option than the oak gall tannins because they're much harder to control to keep them from going black. Even on its darkest spot on the cotton, it's still not black. So I attest that the acorn dye is better if you want to get a range of browns versus a range of grays, because the oak gall tannins seem to turn it very gray. Anyway, I think we did a fantastic job working with yet another hand-collected material, which I think is just super cool. And I hope to make something fun out of these. This is just such a nice color. I have such a collection of nicely colored items. Anyway, this is another one that we hand foraged right off the mountain ourselves. Our mana and our energy and the energy of the mountain is in all of it. All of my bone ghosts are satisfied. The Korean shamans are satisfied because we went into the woods. The Maori people are satisfied because we worked with fibers. The Hawaiian people are satisfied because we worked with the earth. And everybody else is satisfied because humans have worked with fiber arts no matter what culture they came from, currently indigenous or indigenous to wherever you were at that time. We've all done fiber arts since time immemorial. So keep doing fiber arts. I hope I've earned your like or subscribe, and I hope you will come to yet another experiment. I will see you in the next one. Bye!